Friends, we live in a world where technological advances are moving forward at an alarming pace. In just the past decade, we've seen things that were just science fiction and imagination come to life, and inventions introduced or become mainstream. Wearable technology like smart devices, like watches and glasses, electric vehicles, which were around but became a lot more widely adopted. GLP-1, which is a pharmaceutical for weight management and diabetes, robo-taxis and self-driving cars, and of course, a topic that seems to be on everyone's lips, artificial intelligence. Technology has already been a two-edged sword. It promises to make our lives more convenient, help us with our tasks, put information at our fingertips, make things smarter, better, faster. But technology always comes with dangers. Criminals are constantly inventing new ways of using technology to take advantage of people through internet scams, phishing, and viruses. New medicines and treatments are often abused or used for purposes not intended, often causing harm rather than benefit. Technology has a way of making us more and more dependent on it, making our lives unimaginable without it. Think you can live without your smartphone or the internet? I think technology can also be polarizing for Christians too. Christians, sadly, find ourselves in the middle of very polarizing discussions, falling into usually one extreme camp or another. We've seen this with politics, views on women, views on immigration, views on minorities, and so many other topics that have become so divisive amongst Christian circles. Are we to embrace technology and all of its supposed benefits, or are we supposed to be afraid of technology and how it affects us? Like many things we deal with in our day-to-day lives, the Bible doesn't offer a direct observation or command on technology per se. It's not intended to do that, but it does offer wisdom and gives us the theological lens to think and discern. And as with many topics, we'll find that God isn't as complicated or polarizing as sometimes we are led to believe. Let's look at 1 Corinthians 6:12. All things are lawful for me, but not all things are helpful. All things are lawful for me, but I will not be dominated by anything. In this verse, Paul addresses people in the Corinthian church who were arguing for sexual freedom in the context that it was written. But it also provides a broader wisdom for anything that is lawful, but potentially enslaving, such as technology. Said another way, Christian freedom does not always equal unlimited permission. Things like social media, streaming entertainment, and generative AI tools are not inherently evil or harmful when used responsibly and with caution. These technologies provide entertainment, connection, and information. However, just because it's not inherently sinful, we need to ask ourselves, is it really beneficial? Do we spend a disproportionate amount of time on social media or binge watching the latest streaming show? Do we depend too heavily on the guidance that AI provides rather than using our God-given brains and wisdom to think through issues on our own? Is our use of technology enhancing or distracting from our spiritual life, meaningful relationships, or productivity? Technology can more often than not end up mastering us and not the other way around. This happens through dependency, addiction, or a misplaced trust. I've observed and sadly participated myself in the common behavior of being unable to wait for something without pulling my smartphone out and mindlessly scrolling through. When I go to pick up food from a restaurant, I see a bunch of other people sitting and waiting for their food. All of us are hunched over with the smartphone in hand, scrolling through social media, checking our emails, or reading the news. It's hard for us to just sit and look at people or our surroundings, or sit with our own thoughts without needing to pull something out to distract or entertain us, even just for a few minutes. Think about tech companies, for instance. Tech companies provide mind-blowing apps, software, devices, and services. Yes, with the promise that technology will improve our lives, but all of it is designed to get us hooked, dependent, and ultimately profitable for them. My invitation is simple. Let's honestly evaluate our use or dependence on technology with 1 Corinthians 6:12 in mind. Just because it's lawful, is it really beneficial? I'd also like to address AI specifically for a moment. AI is and can continue to be incredible, powerful, helpful, and even beneficial. Students use AI to gather information, generate ideas, and improve their writing. People at work use AI to quickly analyze and summarize documents, presentations, emails, and meeting notes. Personally, AI can quickly scan the entire internet and pull together information and even make recommendations for vacation itineraries or give out medical advice. At my work, for example, I'm supporting an AI project that will use AI to evaluate the financial health of some of our most underserved customers, especially those living paycheck to paycheck. And this AI will make recommendations on how to improve their credit scores, manage their cash flow, and provide suggestions for products and services that will help their situation. AI can be really great when used responsibly. But in the few years since AI has really gone mainstream, we've already encountered the dark side of AI, haven't we? Some students use AI to do their assignments for them, so the work they submit isn't original work that they've worked on. I've spoken with people looking for jobs or people hiring to fill jobs, and on both sides, they've said that AI has made things more complicated. It's becoming AI versus AI. People are also turning more and more to AI for relationship advice, spiritual guidance, or even forming long-term relationships with AI chatbots instead of spending time with other humans. Proverbs 2:6 says, "For the Lord gives wisdom. From his mouth come knowledge and understanding." AI can be very useful. It provides lots of data and insights. But true wisdom and discernment can only come from God. Spending more time in relationship with God and being grounded in his word helps keep our hearts and minds in line with his purposes, his principles, and his heart. And out of all of that, our wisdom and discernment continues to be shaped and to grow. It gives us the lens and framework to navigate through life's most complicated challenges. And a gentle reminder, AI isn't neutral. It's constantly being shaped and learning from millions of inputs every single day. From training models to user feedback from millions of humans who have biases, preferences, and moral stances on every imaginable topic. Don't just blindly trust everything AI spits out. Use your God-given wisdom to help filter out and examine the data and insights you've come across. Ultimately, I want to point us back to the most basic purpose that God's given us, to love God and love our neighbor. In areas where technology can be beneficial or consumed in reasonable amounts, go ahead and enjoy it. But when technology starts to get in the way of how we love God or how we love other humans, that's when we need to take a good hard look and be grounded back to Scripture and the principles of God.